Tai. E a te au le awa ma le whaalu alo tele te tau ai. O te whaatolo watu ai le paia man mi malu lo whaatasi mai le nita e au. O paia whale kale sia, paia whale nganu. Ai mese le paia whale malo lo sasau nei. O paia sa whaingata o le ale o i ai se upu. O wau paia mai le vavau e o i le wha vavau. Nunu atu ia whaatini o tau sala. Ai ene manatu o le atatu o whai mea wha solo. Ave ia lo leo whatau wā e whai mafonga tau mon moli. E le awhionga le ali minsta man minsta langulangu. Ai mese le awhionga le purisili mtanga luenga o whaatoanga mwhai ngā whaiva. O te whaatalofa aloa ia atu ai. Ma whaafelo ai atu i loto pa ia ma loto malu wa whanga putuputu mai ni nita e au. Awhio mai am tala mai a au. O se taimi ona sao noa aloa ia lea o le awhionga le purisili. A walo tatu wha moi moi. Ai pe ona masani ai whaatasinga wha penei. E mo mua lava ona mori levi inga e le matai sili. E tau nu umanu ai mea uma. Ai o loo, ona o loo filong iere tato mafutanga. Ia o le ala tamwhai atu ai sina upu i le ngana wha Peritania. As the MC for our gathering this morning, it gives me great pleasure to, on behalf of the Honourable Minister, the Associate Minister and the Chief Executive of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, to welcome you all today to our workshop this morning. I know you are all keen to get to it, so I'm here to start the ball rolling. As is normal in such activities here in Samoa, we ask the Almighty for the essential blessing to ensure that we start with plenty of hope and finish with many achievements. So now I call upon Los Sunga Toleafoa to lead us with a word of prayer. Whaftai.
I le suafa manu malo o tātou wari whaolo Iesu Keriso. I o le whaao fo i lea o tātou malo. O te whaatalo whaatuai i pa ia man mamad. Malo le soifua. Malo le langi e mama. Malo le whaatoa i whi amanga aduenga o le ne yasu. I o i lava ina tātou wa ai le whisui ia i o le tau. Ia e tari tonu le mawhau whau. O loo wha alia pēr le alofa ma le anga le leo le atua mo i tātou. O maia, si o tātou tapua i atu i le atua le nei tai au. Vivi i atu ia o utou i le ali. Au wae le leo ia. Ia wha pēr atu lava Israelu. E wha vavau lava alo na alofa. Ia wha pēr atu lava le a inga o Arona. E wha vavau lava lona alofa. Ia wha pēr atu lava i lātou o e mātatau i le ali. E wha vavau lava lona alofa. Amen. Ua wha nau o mātou loto i lau wafionga i le nei tai au. Ua mātou tatalo i lo wanganga pa ia. A fio mai. A nganga pa iai. Ia whaalua mai lo wanganga ia te mātou. A fio mai e whaatumuina lo mātou ngau i whaale nganga. A fio mai e taito o rua la mātou whaamoe moe le nei tai au. A wā a unoa ma oe lo mātou utua. E whaiafua le nei whaamoe moe. Ono Yesu whaola wa mātou wole ma vala au atuai. Amen. O le a maua se upu mo i tātou le nei tai au. E tā oso ai lo tātou wha moe moe. E mati ai la tātou ngā luenga whai. Ai ale tātou au nanga i le malo. Ma so o se mea ua vala au wina ai i tātou. O le a maua se upu mo i tātou mai le kenesi. O lona mata upu e tōru. O le la unga i suwafa mamadu o le atua le tamaa. Le alo male angang pa ia. O le autu whaalongo i le ali. Whaalongo i le ali. Listen to God. O le tala ua maasani ei lau whaafafonga ma lau whaalongo. o le tala i le foafoanga o le lalolangi i le amatanga. Ina ua uma o na whaia e le atua, mea uma ua ia sila sila, ua le lei ma matanga o fie. Ona ia whaia leo le tangata i lona whātusa pa ia, ua ia maa nawa i le mana vaola, ina ia avea i le tangata ma tangata ola. Wa sila sila atu le atua, ua nao atamu, e wha anoa noa, e lea o ngā o na nofo to atasi a tamu. E mana o mia so na fesoa soani. Lea na whaie e lea tua eva. Ina ia whai ma fesoa soani o a tamu. Ua whaie e lea tua le whato nunga. Ua ave e lea tua le whato anga i e tena. O mea uma o loo iai. Ua whaie i le whato nunga. E te lua a ai ai. E te renga lua ina ma lua wa aia le whātoanga. Ai tasi a. Tasi lava le la au. E awane i lua pai ai. E le lua e le todu e le wha ai tasi. A tamu ma eva aua. Aua e te lua a ai ai. Au le ale mena tupu. Sa wha o so ina lava e le ngata. A tamu, o le ale mea ua tupu. O le whawhine na e au mai. Eva, o le ale mea ua tupu. Le atua o le ngata sa ia wha o so ina mai au. Sa tu e le atua Eva ma a tamu i le whatoanga mai a inga ma tu la fono. Ina ia sava vadi ai. Tasi ale la au aua. Aua e te lua ai ai. E te lua oti ai. A lua ai e te lua oti ai. O le ale i unga. Wa leo stai. Wa le whaalongo i le atua. O le i unga o le maalaia. Lea tātou te mori mau ai. O i tātou o mori mau o le maalaia o le amatanga. Le iei tupa tina. E le ngata i leo li tupa ata maa. Wa umao na whata oto e le atua a la fua. Ai pe tai e le isava vali ai. Ua fia pule. Ma ua fia atua. Ie tari tonu e tai tala tutusa ma le wha moe moe le ne tai au. Lea ua iaia la fua. Matu la fono ua umana whaata oto mai. A wale fe avea inga o konteina ma mea whaapea. O le saunga le mu. O le ofi mai. O ini seti ma wha mai wha la fua. A le whai mai le au tu wha alongo i le ali. Ilono winga. Ia tātou wha alongo i le tu la fono. O atu la fono. Ua tu ina mai e lima taita ina ai. Ia tātou whaalongo li tū la fono. Pei lava ona maua i le amatanga ia a tamu ma ewa ina ua le whaalongo. Le almen tupu. Malaia. E whapea uma lava le me tupu pea tātou le whaalongo i tū la fono wa umana tu ina mai. O le a ofi mai whaamai. Ai le ngata i leo o ini seti whaalafua. E whaatama ia ailo tātou sisi o manga. E le ngata i tūlanga o la au, o manu, ai whaapea fo i le soifua malolo ina. After God created earth, He created Adam. God knew it was good, everything is good, and He created Adam. And God saw Adam. He's lonely. So He created Eve to be his helper. And He gave Adam and Eve the garden of Eden to look after and cultivate the garden. And He gave Adam and Eve instructions and rules to follow. You can eat all the fruits, but except one fruit. If you eat, you die. When you eat, you die. However, they did not obey God. They did not follow the rules of the Garden of Eden. So their mission failed. I believe this is the same scenario and the same picture for today. The reason we are here this morning. We are here to strengthen and emphasize the importance of sea container hygiene. If you don't follow the procedures, your mission will be failed. If we break the rules, the mission fail. Fail in what way? The pests and diseases will enter our shores. Therefore, it is our duty, your duty, and my responsibility to make sure that no pest and disease will enter our shore. Not only the container exported, but the container imported to our country. Whaalongo I le ali. Obey the Lord. It is wafo Yesu. Amen. Tātou te talo. Ua tala mai le langi lo mamalu ma lo siri ese. Ua whaalia le vani monimo ngā luenga mamana o lo walofa. O lea tua e paia lava la ua fionga. O lea tua o ananafi, o lea so, o tae au, maso uma o le soifua ma le matowola. O lea tua o sapaota. O lea tua ua ia taitaina mai le soifua ma le matowola I le ne tae au. A wasa tau mate lava I le ete pe mato te au lia mai. E mo I lava e va la lata. A e tali tonu o mato wha moe moe. E te le whainga tā ma pōpuanga. A e ale whiri le moe e tau lama I le soifua ma lo mato wola. A e o malie pule, o malie o malie whaasa o I lo malofa. Le ua mato whiro ai I lumo no. A e le o tua o no. Le ua mato whiro ai I lo malofa ma lo wanga le lo mato o tua. Whaafitaita mā, tai e ua whiong pa ia nei tuina mai. E whai ma taita I tama o le soifua ma lo mātou wola. Whaafitai I lo wanganga pa ia. O le whai mo mātou whisoa soane siri. O le anganga e whesiri ai le tō whama le uta. O le anganga e whaatonu. O le anganga fōi e whauwhau tua ia te I mātou le me au na mātou whai. O le anganga e whaamalo si au ia te I mātou. I taime e osu wha ia I o mātou tangata. I whaafita auli o le olanga nei lo mātou tua. Mātou te whaafitai le nei tae au. Whaafitai mo ava noa. O ava noa e se asea maua. E mātou te whaasoa ai. A wā le alu I luma o le mātou au nanga. Ai ale pui puinga o lo mātou watono. U le ofi mai o wha mai mai ni seti whaalafu wā. Ia e mese foi o loa e whea vea I atunu mamau. Mātou te whaafitai I lo walofa ma lo wanga lei. I le sosia ma le tamau ainga wa e sa saa mai. Wa le ai lava se vai panoa o le soifua ma lo mātou wola e le I o iai lo wanga lei lo mātou tua. Mātou ta talo le nei tai au. O loa na e si le fia o mātou tangata. O le whanau e anga sala lava I mātou. Mātou ta talo sina matau o lo toto na malingi fo I le sa tauro. Ina ia mamā matongi ola ina ai o mātou si se mo mātou whale tonu. Mātou ta talo I lo whionga le nei tai au. E si la fia le wha moe moe a lau tāngā luenga. Ia e whai a fua lava le nei wha moe moe pe au loa ma oero mātou atua. A tō tālo I loa ngang pa ia fio mai, ma liu mai, e ta tō lua ina o lo mātou wha moe moe. A wā au noa ma oe lo mātou watua, e whai a fua le nei wha moe moe. Mātou talo e wha manuia, a te mātou ma lava, I lalo le nei a mata mai lava I maunga te tele, se ia o I maunga iti. Nā ala mātou te talo, e ala atu te suafo Yesu, o mātou wole ma wala au atuai. Amen.
Mo le atu whaatai lau sunga tole a foa ia mo le talo mo lia ni tai au tai ina e tato mawhtanga tau ia lo whangia le atua ia whaaloa ina lo sunga ia wafo le walau ina e tatono tato mtanga ruenga. It is now time for the Chief Executive Officer of the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, Awhionga Tilafono David Hunter, to address us and officially start the program. Lawa Awhionga Tilafono.
Lau sunga I le whailaunga, le paia man malu Samoa ua hawhang potopoto le nei tai au. O tau sāma whaingatā o le o eise leo, a wā o sāma whaingatā ma le vau e o le whaavau. Nunu atu whaatiti o māneia. Ai ona o loo whilongia le tatou mawhtanga, le a whaawau atu se talapupu ulava I le angana pevtā mania. It gives me great pleasure on behalf of the Honourable Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries to welcome you all this morning to the workshop on managing biosecurity risks with sea container hygiene system organized and delivered by our ministry and the Safe Agricultural Trade Facilitation through Economic Integration in the Pacific, or SAFE Pacific project, based at SBC and sponsored by the European Union. SBC is a key collaborator in this effort in promoting sustainability and providing the technical support. Now, some of you may already know that the SAFE project aims to provide targeted assistance to support Pacific Island countries to increase export capacity and improve economic growth. It also supports Pacific ACPs, African, Caribbean, and Pacific countries to address the barriers in accessing the export market, enhancing value-added products, and improving compliance with international standards. The majority of the world's trading activities, exports and imports, an estimated 80 to 90%, are transported via the ocean, for which sea containers are very important. While assisting exchange of commodities and products of various kinds between countries, sea containers have always been in the limelight as a pathway through which contaminating pests sneak into other countries' borders. Now, to prevent this risk, the New Zealand Ministry of Primary Industries and the Australia Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry have jointly initiated the Regional Sea Container Hygiene System to assist Pacific Island countries in the movement of clean, pest-free containers. Our country continues to face challenges from the increasing trade, climate change, emerging risks, and more recently, the COVID-19 pandemic, and of course, the famous Russian-Ukraine war. Despite these uncertainties, it raises even more the need to ensure that our agriculture and exports are protected from the ravages of plant pests and diseases. Ensuring a supply of fresh foods is now more important than ever, and with the challenges of emerging risks associated with trading of goods by sea container, and if we are not careful, access to a safe and stable supply of food could be compromised. Now, we all know about the devastating effects of pests like the coconut rhinoceros mosquito and the African giant African snail, and of course, not only plants, but also animal-related pests and diseases, the ones that are very close to our borders, such as the African swine fever. We all know about the devastating effects, and it continues to devastate us. And it is very important from the ministry's perspective. Our best defense is protect our borders. Because the minute these pests come in, then pretty much, admittedly, we don't have the capacity to control and manage them. Now, though sea containers have transformed the shipping industry through opening more trade channels, they are a potential biosecurity risk that could seriously threaten our agriculture, our environment, and our national economy. Now, the implementation of the sea container hygiene system will help ease biosecurity processes because sea containers at the port of export go through standard cleaning procedures. Therefore, we all play an important role, from our exporters to packhouse operators to accredited sea container hygiene system cleaning facilities to forward freighters, shipping lines, etc., to ensure we continue to comply and therefore biosecurity interventions can be reduced. We need to do all we can to work with the sea container hygiene system that will achieve the challenges with biosecurity emerging risks to protect our food security, our livelihoods, and especially our exports. Distinguished participants, this workshop will inform all of you of the sea container hygiene system, a biosecurity program developed to manage contamination and transport of pests via shipping containers that continue to threaten our fragile ecosystems and biodiversity. On behalf of the Honourable Minister of Agriculture and Fisheries, I would like to acknowledge the financial assistance from the European Union and the technical support from our SPC for this important SAFE project. I wish you all fruitful discussions today, and I hope that the outcomes from your workshop will provide lessons that will not only strengthen our collaboration and maintain biosecurity compliance, but also help enhance Samoa's presence in the international marketplace. Thank you very much for your attention. Sorry for.
Thank you very much, CEO, for your opening remarks and wishing you the best of health. And on this note, I'd like to invite Dr. Visoni Timote, the Integrated Program Coordinator, Biosecurity and SBS of the Secretariat of the Pacific Community, for your opening remarks. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone, and please allow me to address you all in English this morning. The Deacon, Susunga Dero, the Chief Executive Officer for the Ministry of Agriculture, Telefono David Hunter, dignitaries from embassies and consulates here in Samoa, representatives from government ministries and organizations, stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, all protocols observed, good morning, Bulwinaka, and Talofa Lava to you all. The sea container hygiene system is a voluntary biosecurity arrangement developed by industry, such as yourselves, in collaboration, firstly with one, Australia Department of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries, and the New Zealand Ministry of Primary Industries, which is known as New Zealand Apia. The arrangement seeks to manage, one, the biosecurity risks associated with sea containers imported from countries at the port of loading. You may ask, what is a biosecurity or quarantine risk, and why is it important? Working in this biosecurity and quarantine space for the past 20 years, I've come to appreciate that a container, if not managed and cleaned properly, internally and externally, is a likely pathway carrier for various insect pests to hitchhiking. Cane toads, mongoose, snails, ants, and snakes are just some of the few pests that can hitchhike in containers. On the outside of the container, we get soil, mud, weed seeds, insect eggs, and the lists go on. So yes, the sea container hygiene system is a very important system. It's a performance-based system with a level of onshore interventions determined by compliance history. Participants in the sea container hygiene system that meet sea container hygiene requirements as set out by the Australian Department of Agriculture, Fisheries and Forestry and New Zealand Prime Industries can benefit from a reduced intervention rate on external container inspections on arrival in Australia and New Zealand. Containers must be cleaned externally and internally at the port of loading and treated externally with insecticides for pests. As we all know, our exports rely heavily on how the sea container hygiene system works, as it actually determines the management on arrival in the ports of our export. With ongoing compliance, external sea container inspections on arrival can reduce to as low as 5%, delivering cost savings to participants through reduced inspections, cleaning, and treatment fees, as well as reduced container dwell times on the wharf. I believe as stakeholders involved in various parts of the export way, this is what we all strive to achieve, to save costs on the movement of cargo in these containers from point A to point B. This can be very much achieved through the sea container hygiene system. From the regional space, the team from the Pacific community, through the Biosecurity and the SPS team and the Pacific Plant Protection Organization, we continue to advocate on the sea container hygiene system and its importance. Please note that you are not working alone as we continue to align ourselves to the International Plant Protection Convention. In that space, we have representatives from the Pacific region that attend the Sea Container Task Force. In saying that, I must thank the shipping stakeholders and logistic providers that are here this morning, that are approved implementers of the Sea Container Hygiene System. May you continue to carry out the great work that you are doing in collaboration with the Samoa Quarantine Services. For the shipping stakeholders that are interested to join the sea container hygiene systems, please do work with the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries, the Samoa Quarantine Service, on how best to adopt the sea container hygiene systems, and working closely with the counterparts in Australia and New Zealand. I must also take this opportunity to thank the Ministry of Agriculture, the Minister, and also through the CEO for MEF, Telefono, for the great collaboration for the past 2 weeks that we are here in Samoa. Thank you, sir, for your team and for allowing us to work very closely in this space. Today, we'll continue to advocate on how best we can work together as a team in addressing sea container hygiene system and ensuring that we continue to meet the standards of our importing countries. As they say before, quarantine or biosecurity was only concerned about consignment in the container. But now the risk is also on the container itself. In ending, I would like to take this opportunity to also thank the government of Samoa for allowing the team from SPC to be here and to share and gain from you as well. I also like to take the opportunity to thank the European Union for providing the funding for the SAFE project and allowing us to be here as well. Once again, we do wish the participants the very best for today's workshop, and please do feel free to contact the various counterparts here. And from my end, I also look forward to the networking and learning from you as well. And malo sefo. Naka.
Thank you very much, Dr. Visoni, for those kind words. Wishing you the best in your role as the PPO Secretariat. And that brings us to the end of our formalities this morning. And before we break for morning tea, please make your way to the front for our group photo. Malifa'alo lava faftai.
Samoa's natural waters are special. Something goes in there, comes out different. We often wonder why. But after generations and generations, I'm telling you, it has always been that way. Of course, things don't always turn out the way you expect. But who's complaining, right? Because these waters are not just special. They make everything better. As for me, this is my natural Samoa water, the taste of nature in a bottle.
Taia o ona tausa ilisa tupe mo maliu fai poiponga a onga le whanau ta avale ho o se fale fou Isa tahu Baua lona kamba wa vili magei lewa baua Kopi manguele kapungia kopere ro pe baua ngai A fio mai nei loe le Federal Pacific Finance no so mana onga tau tupe bavi Oi le saka ko le whainga ruenga Federal Pacific Finance serving Samoa's financial needs.
Alliance Recruitment, we're based in New Zealand and we're 100% owned and operated by a Samoan family. We're here to recruit people, give the opportunity to people for full-time work in New Zealand as a skilled worker, so trades, carpenter, mechanic, or anyone who's successful with the quota to be able to come over to New Zealand.
Ka leilo me a faise le wa madiu matko inga wa leilo po fe ama se puti
te ma awa ke poli cha wa faila in suo a se yo ka o ba ai pom fang faisa ulo
fe me fe ya ulo na ke fenga venga
mar fam ma se ka ma la faila in suo
ke poni se ko mai san
oh mai
Ola ese kala.
O ngā sau whai ale insua ko inga o kere sau. Ngā kua o mga meli a waipepa. E wi lisa ia o ele insua ko inga.
Se yola ka heo usua I o ofisa ma ave pepa maliu.
O lau insiwa e au wala I se te ngā tupe mo le lumanai manuia. E mole puipuinga tau tupe o lau soifua e tua I aile whanau e tina po tamao le ainga. Mai mawhai ona tauna no atu mo so se mahua anga I te whina ngalo I ai.
Ale mwhai roa sau ka koe ko wha makana.
Na, o ke polo le mwhai le longu se wala.
E le si lou la se kama so.
Samoa Life, le insiua mo tangata nuu o Samoa.